Well, hello guys, ¿qué pasa? What's up? Antonio Serrano here, and today I have a magical character just for you. In these videos I would like to talk to you and show you certain people, certain artists, characters, non-magic related. I want to talk about people that are not magicians, have nothing to do with magic, and a couple of things, like 3 or 4 things that we can learn from these people. I'm going to talk about groups, singers, comedians, actors that I love, and what can magicians learn from them. I think that I've heard a lot of people talking about this, Gaetan Bloom, Juan Tamariz, Mark James. I have heard a lot of the times that magicians tend to watch a lot of other magicians, read a lot of magic books, but what makes you original, what makes you more creative and thinking in more lateral and different ways, thinking outside the box, right, is getting information from things that are not magic related, right? So I think it's a great idea to talk about artists that we love and what can we learn from these artists, right? And quite recently I rewatched a movie that I really like from Jim Carrey, as it is The Man on the Moon, right? Like the biopic from Any Kaufman, right? I heard very different opinions about the film. Some people think that it's great, some people think that it's not that great, and I understand where both of them come from, because most people think that a lot of people already know the routines that Any Kaufman did, and that is basically most of the runtime of the film. Here in Spain, we had no idea who Any Kaufman is, so I love the film and I love getting to know those routines and see those recreations, and Jim Carrey does an outstanding performance in that film. In this case, we're not going to talk about Jim Carrey. I would love to do another video about him, but in this case, we're going to talk about Any Kaufman, and I'm going to give you 3 items, 3 pieces of advice that I think that we can extract from the guy that can make us better magicians, okay? Let's take a look at them. Okay, thing number 1 we are going to talk about is being a complete character. Okay, Any Kaufman was 100% a complete character. The character was so complex that you didn't even know when the character ended and the real Any Kaufman started. There is even a quote in the film The Man in the Moon when Any Kaufman's girlfriend says to him, "There is no real Any Kaufman," and she said that like in a funny way, not like in a psychological dark way, which is quite intriguing, right? Could you imagine having a character that is so powerful that people don't know when you are being a character, you are not being a character? That's great, okay? You must be a complete character, and that is going to help you decide which routines you are going to do, even the methods from a magical point of view that you are going to use, the clothes that you are going to wear. Having a complete character, it's great. When you have a persona that is 100% defined, you can do anything that you want because you know exactly how your character would approach this. Some people think that having a character is like feeling tied to something. It's like, if I have this character, I'm not going to be able to do that. And we have Any Kaufman as an example. Any Kaufman did everything. Any Kaufman did wrestling. Any Kaufman read a whole book, I think it was The Great Gatsby, for audiences, and they started to leave, they started to fall asleep. He read a whole book, he lost his voice, read a whole book. He had like more routines. He put record players, right, and simply listened to the song. He sing songs that were for children, kids songs, and did sing along with adult audiences in clubs. So he could do anything, things that had no relation one with another, but he knew how his character would approach that. The Elvis impersonation, for example, it's great. The Elvis impression that he did, that was great. So when you have a clear image of your character, you can do anything. That's what Bob Hayden says. Bob Hayden, the great magician, says, "I hate it when people say my character will never do that." No, what you have to think is in which position, in which situation does my character must be to perform this. It's like, okay, my character will never do that unless this happens, right? And we love those kind of movies, those kind of series like Breaking Bad, when a character does things that he would never have considered in the past, right? But you put that character in the right situation or in the wrong situation, and he start doing crazy things. So this is a great example that we can extract from Any Kaufman. If you have a great character, a complete character, a character that is so real, that even people think that is your real you, you can do anything. You can do anything because everything is going to be artistic, everything is going to be 100% related to that persona that you created. That's great. That's a masterpiece of Andy Kaufman. Let's take a look at the second piece of advice that we can extract from this guy. Okay, the second piece of advice that we can extract from Andy Kaufman, it's great. I think it's simply outstanding what we can extract from this guy. It is basically blurring the lines between real and not real, real and fake. It's not that the job of a magician. We magicians should be continuously blurring the lines between what is real and what it is not real. And that was 100% what Andy Kaufman did. When you watched an Andy Kaufman routine, you had no idea, you had no clue when he was being real, when he was being honest. You had no idea if what you saw that was happening was real or if it was scripted. You had no clue, no idea at all. And I think that's great. I think that's great from a magical point of view. If you are watching a magician and you struggle, you don't know if something is real, you say, oh, I think this is some kind of a trick, I think this is not. People start to feel weird. Audiences are like, okay, I think this is not real. If this is not real, why am I going to pay attention? That's the thing to it. Mike Avery talks about this because in his show, he does, for example, the juggling thing with the ring and the coffee mug, or Mark James does the blockhead with the nail in the nose, or eating fire and all that stuff. When you have things in your show that are real but look like they are not, and things that look like they are real, like magic tricks, but they are not real, you start blurring the lines and people start to pay attention because they are seeing things that look 100% real because they are, but they shouldn't be. So we start like creating this weird sensation in the brain, like, what am I watching? Is this? No, this couldn't be true. No, it's impossible, but it looks like it's happening. Oh my God. And Andy Kaufman completely achieved this. Andy Kaufman orchestrated great routines that look like they were 100% real, and even fooled some TV corporations into thinking that he had like an alter ego, right? It was himself. I think it was Tony Clifton, the singer, but he was himself dressed up as another person, and he completely fooled the TV network. So you have to blur the lines. If you blur the lines between what is real and what is fake, you are going to be not even a better magician, but a better performer, because people are going to be more intrigued about you, right? And this is basically what Jim Carrey says in the film, right? Everyone loves a good villain. So now Tony Clifton is going to be the villain, is going to be the nemesis in this life that he has created from Andy Kaufman, the comedian, and Tony Clifton, the singer. It's great. It's 100% great. So next tip, fake, real, we don't know which one is which. You have to make your mind about that. That's great. That's 100% great. Okay, and the last lesson that we can extract from this master is one that I love, and it is committing. Yeah, we have to commit. We have to commit to our art. We have to commit to our routines. We have to commit to our character. And I think that very few artists committed that much to everything like Andy Kaufman. It's like he was blurring the lines, as we said previously, so he even lost connections, he lost friends, he lost a relationship with family members because they truly feel that everything that he did was a lie. They felt that, or some people thought that everything that he was doing was true. So I think that he was into a kind of meditation group or something like that, and he was kicked out because they thought that the sexist remarks and fighting women and all that stuff, they thought that it was real. And he was like, no, it is not real. And they were, yeah, we suppose that it is not real, but people, that's the worst part of it, people think that is real. So you have to commit. I love hearing stories of other magicians that felt afraid of trying something and they pulled it off. Or comedians, I love Born Standing Up, the Steve Martin's book, and he talks about that a lot of the times, like, I am scared of doing this, but I have to do it because I need material, or Gaetan Bloom talking about his routine with the fruit and smashing the fruit and then put it all back together. He was like, I was very afraid of doing that routine because it is a very long routine until the first magical moment arrives. But he did it and he was extremely happy. Nick the Fort talks about his ring to toe when he has to put the leg on top of a guy's shoulder that is sitting down and cut off his sock to produce the ring that is in one of his toes. So it is quite a difficult thing to do. It's like, well, this is very different from what any other magician is currently doing. I don't know if I could pull that off, but you have to do it. And once you do it, you feel extremely lucky to have that routine. You feel extremely pleased with your work. So you have to commit. Andy Kaufman was great at that. Andy Kaufman lost a lot of things. Friends, connection with the family, relationships. He lost a lot of things simply because he committed to the ideas that he had and to the craziness that was his way of understanding comedy and performance in general in front of people. So guys, I hope that you find this information useful. I would like to read your comments below talking about your favorite Andy Kaufman moments. What do you think about him? Do you think that is a good example to follow in certain aspects as performers? And as always, I will see you in a near future. Bye there!